moving beyond the framework of artha and kama, beyond the framework of economics and sense pleasures. And it's here that the Indian wisdom base of the yoga spirituality comes into picture to give a very solid foundation as to why one should be ethical and moral. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi sampad vimokshaya, nibandhaya asuri mata. When you develop your good qualities, when you bring in the ethical and moral norms, what is going to happen? You are going to go higher and higher and higher towards freedom, towards absolute freedom, infinite freedom. No? And you become masters. No? And therefore there is a scientific base as to why one should be ethical, as to why one should follow the ethical and moral norms, as to why we have to bring in the religion into our lives. That knowledge base is called spirituality. You may just follow ethical and moral norms blindly without understanding it, but still it gives you the results. But once you understand that, it becomes very easy. Otherwise you start questioning, why should I follow this 10 commandments? Why should I follow the 10 commandments given by Patanjali, Yama and Niyama? Why should I follow these 10 Manudharmas? Why? Why this curtailing my freedom? But once you understand the scientific base, you will understand that following the ethical and moral norms will be essentially increasing our freedom and bringing the mastery over our senses. And at the base of that is the understanding of Patanjali, who defined yoga as gaining mastery over the mind. It is the lack of mastery over the mind that makes us succumb to the lower instinct. When there is a conflict between what is right and what your senses tell, then invariably you succumb to your desires, succumb to your sensual attractions. And that's what is called as the Duryodhana. Root cause for all these essentially modern NCDs. Knowing fully well that eating too much of sweets is going to aggravate my diabetes. I just go there and eat my gulab jamun, my rasgulla, and my birthday cake. But your higher mind is telling, the Vijnanamaya Kosha is telling, the superego is telling, no. Follow the injunctions of the endocrinologist. Please don't succumb, it said. But it does not happen because our rush for artha and kama are so powerful. Why? Because uncontrolled speed of the mind. The uncontrolled speed of the mind is responsible for the rush of the senses towards their object. So yoga says, handle at that level. Calm down the mind, silence the mind, tranquil the mind. Mana prashamana upayaha yogaha. Slow down the mind. Then it brings a wonderful balance. And that gives us the necessary framework, the necessary scientific base to lead a life of Vijnanamaya Kosha dominant style of life. This is the yoga way of life. Yoga is the science of holistic living. Yoga is not merely practicing asana, pranayama, mudra, bandhas, kriyas. It's a science of holistic living in which we transform ourselves, becoming from our normal level to become great human beings, following the ethics and morality, and become greater human beings, understanding that with the spiritual dimension as the basis for religious ethics and morality, the basis for the dharma, with the understanding of the higher dimensions of dharma, sanatana dharma, the ancient science which gives the science of the whole creation, not merely of the physical. And thereby you'll be able to grow. And this is a philosophical base, this is a scientific base on which we have started translating that into action to deal with our NCDs. Over the last 30 years, our effort has been very, very fruitful. We have been able to show by our research that yes, yoga can help, and we have dealt with nearly 200,000 cases of people suffering from asthma and the related respiratory disorders, and thousands of them have become normal. They take no medicine, and they are absolutely normal for years and years together. Such is the case with many dimensions of diabetes, obesity, and several others. Now, people who have been looking at us, looking at the wonderful research done by our research team, who gave such a push, our Dr. Nagaratna, Dr. Shirley Tellis, and Dr. Naveen, Dr. Manjunath, our Anveshna team, that is recognized by many, many people. And when we were meeting the General Secretary of the ICMR, V.M. Khatoj, he was telling, a time has come that where you have to scale up. All the research that you have been done, you have been doing, should be brought to the public level. So then we thought, a few years back, as to what should be our main focus. Then we knew that India is becoming the diabetic capital of the world. Why? Because as Indians, we are prone to become diabetic because we have the maximum IR, insulin resistance. And in earlier times, though we had high IR, our lifestyle was so good that we had a lot of physical exercise and we did not have so much of stressors, and our food habits were very, very simple, and therefore it did not matter. But today, with all the technology and the comforts and the economic prosperity we have got in India, our lifestyle has changed, and we hardly use physical work, physical labor, and we have tremendous stressors that are coming up, which is causing our life full of stresses and tensions, and the junk food, high cholesterol food, all these things have been responsible for our modern growth of diabetes. Soon, India is going to become the diabetic capital of the world, a great concern expressed by our Ghulam Nabi Azad ji, Union Health Minister, and he says, we have to deal some with this. And then we thought, yes, for India, this is the prime need. So we took the Stop Diabetes movement, and we said, over the last 2 years, we will concentrate all of our studies and research on diabetes and diabetes. I congratulate many of our MSc students who took up this project to scan the prevalence in different areas, develop the protocols for examining and getting at the prevalence of diabetes in the rural area, in the slum areas, in the urban areas, and use yoga intervention to see whether we can reverse that direction. Many, many camps have been conducted all over the country, in which we have been able to show even in 10 days, there is a significant decrease in the sugar level, and when they continue, they slowly taper off the medication and come to a zero medication condition. And with this, headed by Dr. Nagaratna, the whole Stop Diabetes movement is spreading more and more. And I'm sure all our MSc graduates now, who have raised from their graduates to the graduates level, that they will take part in this big national movement and bring many more of your friends and other yoga teachers and yoga people into this fold, to see that we contribute more and more to the wellness of this country. Similarly, some of our students have been working in China. We have our Narayanan working in Europe in different parts, Germany, France, and other places. And some of our graduates have been contributing even in the United States, Australia, Singapore, and other places. And therefore, in all these places, they all want to deal with diabetes. When I was talking about the obesity control program in the United States as our contribution that can happen, then they said, no, we also have diabetes, so let us have two, obesity control program and Stop Diabetes movement. In Singapore, we are seeing that cancer is growing very fast, and we want to have cancer control program because of our research that we have done with MD Anderson Cancer Center, which is growing high. Then they said, no, here the Indian population in Singapore has 15.8% diabetic prevalence, and therefore we want to stop diabetes movement. Recently, we had 2 conferences in Australia, and our focus was to deal with the depression in teenagers. Then all our psychiatric friends had said, it is not only depression, but we should deal with diabetes. So we have the dual programs in all these places. And all our students who spread all over the world, we are focusing to make our contributions by the integrated approach of yoga therapy to deal with these main challenges in that country. If it is obesity in the United States, which our Sadhbir knows very well, how prevalent is that, and depression in Australia, the cancer in Singapore, and many other places, diabetes is also at the base. A basic metabolic syndrome which causes all such complications. So we have taken up this, and this is going to be our national mission for the next 5 to 10 years. And similarly, we will spread this message of total approach of yoga all over the world in different countries to bring about our contributions to those countries. I was talking to our friends in Australia that, see, you all have come here, and the Australian government and the society has given so much of wealth and comforts to all of you, and you have been making contributions. But we should have a major contribution for Australia. What is that? Teenagers in Australia, who should be bubbling with joy, enthusiasm, energy, dynamism. They all have become depressed and become zombies. What a shame. The federal government of Australia has started a project Beyond Blue. Almost 15 years back in Melbourne it started. And the best of the psychiatrists were put as the director. They gave wonderful infrastructural facilities, and they poured in about $15, $30, $100 million for this project. And they gave a target. In the next 10 years, the number should come down from 30 to 5. Recently, when I met the director of the project Beyond Blue, what has happened? Instead of 30 to 5, it has gone from 30 to 35. That's the unfortunate thing. Why? We are dealing with the NCDs from one-dimensional approach of modern era of science and technology. So we have to bring in the totality, because the challenge is multi-dimensional. You must have multi-dimensional approach. And all these university students who are coming more and more to learn more are all welcome to participate in this Stop Diabetes movement in future, in the next 5 to 10 years. And it's very laudable, and we are grateful to the Ministry of Human Resource Development and the IGNO for giving us this distance education permission. Therefore, many people who can come and do these courses and contribute and participate in these big movements that S-VYASA has launched. When we wanted to start this distance education program, our academic council, which contains many vice chancellors of many universities, they all said, hey, you're going to teach yoga in a distance mode? How is it possible? How do you maintain the standards? Then our people said that how do we measure the standards of the people who are here in the residential program? We have got tests, we have got assignments, and we have got the examinations. These are the norms on which we measure the standards of the students here. Let's follow the same norms even for the distance education mode. And to our great satisfaction, we find that our distance education mode students have made a real good mark in bringing about wonderful results. It is so easy, and they just absorb the concepts and the practices so well, so fast, and they have been raising high. And they compare with even our residential students here, and many times they are much better, because many of them who have joined our distance education program, they are the professors, they are doctors, some of them are accountants, they are IT professionals, they are medical doctors, and many people who are already having wonderful experience in this field. And therefore, it's very easy for them to catch and use this thing and contribute more and more. Therefore, our distance education mode is spreading more and more. And thanks to our nodal officer, Dr. Natesh, the number is increasing. And we have the contributions of our Williams, who joined us, William Fernandez. He is setting up our information centers to bring in students for this distance mode. And we have 7 programs that have been approved for the distance mode: postgraduate diploma in yoga therapy, postgraduate diploma in yoga therapy for doctors, YIC, the foundation course. Then we have the BSc yoga education, BSc yoga therapy, MSc yoga education, MSc yoga therapy. And all these 7 programs have started attracting more and more people. And also our mainstream have been attracting many doctoral students for doing deep research. And it's a great joy and happiness for us that we have nearly 150 PhD students today working in this university, and we have about 500 MSc students, and the total number is growing towards 1,500. And we hope that more and more distance education people will join from various professions and bring yoga into their own field and see that they contribute more and more. I am sure all our graduates now, when they go back, will bring more and more students. Every student bringing at least 2 or 3 or 5 people. And many people who have done their MSc, we are sure they are going to go and join our doctoral program as well. We invite all of you to continue your research, the real search inside and the real applicational research outside, and participate in this big national movement of Stop Diabetes movement. I wish all of you excellent success in your career, and you have to become role models to the yoga schools and yoga publics outside. And with this, once again, I offer my grateful thanks to our chief guest who has come, our Sadhbir Khalsaji, and the whole team, our academic team, and our Vice Chancellor, Professor Ramchandra Bhatt, our Pro-Chancellor, our Professor Subramaniam, and our young registrar, our Dr. Sudhir Deshpande, and to our entire research team of Anveshna, which is now growing towards higher and higher heights with such laboratories which match with the best of the technology, headed by Dr. Manjunath Sharma. We are soon going to take up very intensive, in-depth research, even at the gene level, and various psychological, cognitive levels and others, also in the bioenergy levels for probable diagnostic at the subtle level. And I offer our thanks and others to all the people who have gathered here, particularly our friends who have come from the United States, from the Marymount Loyola College in Los Angeles and other places. Dhanyavad.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, my dear sisters and brothers, it gives me great pleasure to participate in the first convocation of our distant education program. All of you may be knowing, we got permission from our Government of India distance education to start the distant education in our university. So we got permission to start 7 courses. So accordingly, we have started all the courses. And the first batch of MSc students, so they are taking their degrees today. I'm extremely happy to be a part of this. For today's function, we invited our Sadhbir Khalsa, who is a pioneer in the yoga field, always attends all our conferences and gives his presentations. And whenever he go abroad, he organizes, as Guruji was telling, Lord organizes conferences and other things and promoting yoga in a very great sense. So I am extremely happy and I thank you for coming as chief guest of today's first convocation program. On behalf of Swami Vivekananda Yoganusandhana Samsthana, I thank you very much, sir, and grateful to you. And I request our Subramaniam ji to honor him with a small memento and shawl as a and other dignitaries on the dais. So our Guruji, respected Guruji, who is the architect behind our Swami Vivekananda Yoganusandhana Samsthana, Vivekananda Yoganusandhana Samsthana, and our S-VYASA University. And also, he is the person who is architect for this distant education program, motivated by Swami Vivekananda. If we cannot able to go to them, so we have to go, if they cannot come to us, we have to go to them to cater to their needs. That is why he thought of this distant education program. But of course, initially, there were some challenges. So with the help of all our faculty members, we were able to overcome. So he is there with us, guiding us, motivating us in all our endeavors for smooth running of our organization. And also, we have with us our Professor Ramchandra Bhatt ji, who is the Vice Chancellor of our S-VYASA University, and also he is the guiding force behind many Gurukulas, and he always approaches all of us and gives the traditional roots with modern fruits. That is, best of the East with the best of the West. So he always is there and guiding us from the inception of our university and also our distant education program. And we have with us our Professor Subramaniam ji, who is a great architect in building our organization and also our S-VYASA University. He was a educationist from the birth, and he has there in the Vivekananda College, Madurai. With his rich experience, he is guiding us and helping us to mold, because we are in the initial phase of our university. We may be having small hurdles here and there, and our Professor Subramaniam ji is helping us to overcome all those things. On behalf of Swami Vivekananda Yoganusandhana Samsthana, and on behalf of all of you, I am grateful to you, grateful to all of you, sir. And we have with us our research team, headed by Dr. K.V. Naveen and Dr. N.K. Manjunath Sharma, who are the pioneers in the field of research. From the day one our university started, or from the day one our Swami Vivekananda Yoganusandhana Samsthana started, they are the people who are pioneered in the field of research. And today, I am very happy to tell all of you, we are renovating our research lab to a very much modern dimension. And I think it will be open to all of you from tomorrow onwards. I think so. So, they have done a very wonderful work. And as Guruji was telling, we want to go to the research field in even the genes also. So they are also with us. Not only they are in the research field, and they are our academic council members who are guiding us. And we have with us Dayanand Swami, a deputy registrar of finance, and also our board of BOM member. And he is a person who handles our finance very efficiently, because it is the one which always have a lot of problems. But because of our Dayanand Swami, who is doing a very human service in managing all the activities of our finance department. And also we have with us young and energetic and dynamic Assistant Director Natesh Babu, who has taken over, and with his great involvement in the field of distance education program. So we can able to organize things in a very nice and better way. And today's function is one of the inspiration, and he wanted it that it should be like our residential program only. And he is the architect behind organizing this today's program. And also we have with Young Research, Mr. Dr. Subramaniam P., looks after all our MSc research dimension. Because he is the person who has guided all this paper, all these MSc students. Because all of you may be knowing, to get a MSc degree or a PhD degree, you have to do a dissertation and also you have to write a paper and you have to do the experiment also. So he was the person who is guiding us, guiding all the MSc students, and because of his active involvement, I'm happy that our students are getting degree today. And we have with us the Dr. Sanjeev Patra, who is the controller of examination, who is doing a yeoman service in managing all the examination activities, and also he is presently academic council member also. And we have with us, I think somewhere he is sitting here, is our Dr. Balram Pradhan, so assistant registrar, who is assistant registrar admissions, who is doing a lot of service and activities to build our university. So they are all with us. Because of their active involvement in all our activities, we were able to deliver the goods, what is required in the university setup. So on behalf of Swami Vivekananda Yoga Sandhana Samsthana and on behalf of all of you, we are grateful to you, all of you, sir, for motivating us and guiding us in all our endeavors. I'm extremely happy that 30 students are taking degrees and 20 students are present today. I wish all the best for all of you in all your endeavors, and I request all of you take up further course like PhD in our organization. So do it and make the yoga as a life. So yoga way of life. And already you have taken the oath, and see that oath is carried out and you follow the dignity and decorum of what is needed of a yoga student. So on behalf of Swami Vivekananda Yoga Sandhana Samsthana, I thank all of you for getting your degree and participating in today's program. And I thank all the staff members, without which we cannot able to run the organization and run our universities. They are our backbones. They are with us for all our endeavors, whatever you are doing. So on behalf of Swami Vivekananda Yoga Sandhana Samsthana, I thank all the faculty members and staff members of both S-VYASA and VYASA University. And I also thank all the students who came in large numbers to witness this first convocation program of distance education program. So on behalf of Swami Vivekananda Yoga Sandhana Samsthana, I thank all of you for participating in today's first convocation in large numbers. Lot of people have helped us directly and indirectly for smooth functioning of this first convocation. I thank them all. So once again, I thank all the participants and the staff members who participated and made this function a grand success. Dhanyawad.
I declare the convocation closed. Graduates and audience, please rise. Janaganam adhinayaka jaya hai Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhita Ranga Tava Shubha Name Gahe Tava Shubha Ashish Mahe Gahe Tava Jaya Gata Janagana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He हे, जय 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 हे। बोलो भारत माता की।
बोलो भारत माता की।